it's starting to get to a point where it's starting to look a little genocide-y. What's going on, everybody? This is D. Wayne. Welcome to the Common Centrist. For a long time, I was trying to stay away from this particular subject with a 10-foot pole out of respect mostly for all of my Jewish friends. I don't think that I have any Palestinian friends that are close to me, but if I do and I forgot that you are Palestinian, forgive me, I'm sorry. I was going to stay away from this topic a lot as well because I didn't really know all the facts of what was going on. It seemed like just another, Israeli-Palestine clash, and unfortunately, over my lifetime, that's not uncommon. But it's starting to get to a point where, especially if I want to be a trusted voice in this space, where it's starting to get to a point where it's starting to look a little genocide-y, which is unfortunate. This isn't to take sides over Israel or Hamas, because I think I'm in line with most people, most rational people anyway, that civilian lives, non-combatants, are sacred, or they should be protected at all costs. The unfortunate part is that in a lot of ways, which is evidenced by some of the things coming out of Israel, is they're declaring just about everyone in Gaza, in the Gaza Strip, a combatant, which is absolutely insane, especially given that the population can't get out, and it's also evidenced by the Americans in Palestine trying to get out into Egypt. They're having a hard time. They're told to show up to a border crossing to Egypt, and the crossing is closed. So then I have to sit back and ask myself, okay, we are having all of these stories run about the American Israelis that were affected, but what about the American citizens in Palestine? They're there too. I mean, one guy I was reading is from New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. He's just as American as I am. And it seems to be a lot of one-sided reporting coming out. And even when I spoke to one of my very close Jewish friends, she was telling me all of these things that she was hearing from Israel, and I had to point out to her, in all fairness, you're literally getting one side of the two sides, and I'm not here to say which side is right and which side is wrong. What is definitely wrong is sending out a tweet to say, hey, 1 million people, you need to move now, to people who you've cut off their electricity and internet. How are they supposed to read that? Or you drop leaflets. At this point, anytime they hear an aircraft overhead, they're probably afraid to go outside. And some people have gotten it, and now they're doing what you tell them to do, and they're losing their lives doing what you told them to do. They're getting bombed while they're trying to move south. It's these people are trapped, and it's unfortunate, and tell them to evacuate and go where? Where are they gonna go? Where is safe for them now? I understand Israelis being angry. I understand Palestinians being angry. But there's an obvious imbalance of power here, which isn't to say one is right or wrong, but this is kind of starting to look like Israel's own final solution. And that's even kind of backed up by some, Jewish peace groups out there. For those of you with family in Israel that I know, or just with connections, like, this isn't in any way meant to be a condemnation of you, because I don't think that the average Israeli citizen is the culprit of all of this. And I understand and I sympathize with your grief and sadness and anger. I also sympathize with the grief and sadness and anger of a group of people that have been occupied and treated so poorly for so long. It's almost like this was an inevitability, and it didn't have to be. I feel like peace can and could have been achieved a different way. I feel like when you back someone into a corner, like there's not a lot. There's not a lot of outcomes that are on the table. And once again, not saying that violence is the right way to go. It's just an obvious avenue in given the circumstances. Forgive me if I'm stumbling through this. This is the first time in a long time I've done an unscripted video. Yeah, I guess the point I'm trying to make, and I'll link everything. I wanted to do a deeper dive into this because, like, I know a bit about the history of Israel and Palestine, but not probably as much as a lot of other people. So I had a lot of resources that I had tucked away to do a deeper dive into it. I didn't expect it to get to this point this quickly, where they're telling 1 million people to evacuate when you've cut off their electricity, water, and fuel. Like, they need the fuel to move, and you've taken it away from them. It almost sounds like a death sentence that you're just trying to... It sounds like a way to absolve yourself of guilt from giving someone a death sentence, which is not okay. You have people who are still being treated from, the previous bombings, and that can't move. You're just gonna go finish them off now? Like, they're reporting like their emergency staff is being shot at when they're trying to save lives of just normal civilians, It's just a completely fucked situation on either side, but it seems like one side is dead set on just completely wiping out the other side, while the other side, it just like wants the freedom to live in peace and unoccupied in a slice of territory that used to be theirs. I'm really trying not to offend my close friends who I've seen on social media are very, very much hurt by this. I know a lot of times I get accused of being an extreme, like, lefty liberal or whatever, but, like, dude, Biden, you're fucking this one up, dude. You're fucking this one up bad. Like, we have some power as the United States to step in and do something here. Even the UN is calling for Israel to chill. We have the power to do something here. We've had the power to do something here. In fact, we fucked it up from the beginning. Like, I understand trying to find a safe haven for, people who felt persecuted after World War II, but to just cut out a slice of land and say, here, this is yours now. And we understand that it's in the middle of a bunch of people that hate you as well. Good luck. It's just, like, it was fucked from the beginning. And, and it's hard enough to make it work without one side not willing to compromise or come to the table about it. And from what I've heard, and there have been attempts that were sent by outside influences or forces, and not even all Israelis I'm reading are 100% behind this, but like, I think everybody wants the same thing. Everybody just wants peace, and for children and civilians to stop being killed. And also, like, let's stop with the false reporting or the unsubstantiated, unconfirmed reporting about babies being beheaded. Like, that's not helping. It's not helping. I've done a little bit of research on that too. I'm gonna link everything that I've watched over the last few days, a week or so. That's kind of influenced my take on the matter. And I'm also going to link an article that I was reading earlier today that also had some influence on it, from CNN. But yeah, I don't know. I just hope for the best, and I'm praying for anybody who's being affected and hurt right now by this, because like, nobody deserves this on either side. And there's no other way to put it. That's the long and short of it. Nobody deserves what's happening over there right now. And, just hope for peace in the end. So, thanks for watching. If you feel so inclined, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment, hit the like button if you like the video. Yeah, all of the things. And you can follow me over on TikTok as well, which I'll link to this at the bottom. So yeah, take it back to my childhood. Peace in the Middle East. Later, guys.